Hey everybody, Boomholic69 here, and today I'm going to do another talking video here. I've talked about this many times before, my goal with YouTube, and my goal for YouTube is, the more I've been thinking about it, and the more I think about it at my job, because I work a job where I'm always walking around where I walk around the store parking lot collecting shopping carts, and I always call it being a Bubbles, like from Trailer Park Boys, because I know there was one scene where Bubbles was collecting shopping carts and fixing them up and then reselling them back to the store. I'd seen that clips from that episode of Trailer Park Boys. I never really watched full episodes of that. I only seen little clips of it and stuff. And I found it kind of funny from time to time and stuff. But yeah, the show that I watched more than that was King of the Hill and the whole Boomhauer stuff. I find the Boomhauer character kind of funny and stuff. So, and I remember watching it a lot more in Simpsons, Family Guy, and South Park, of course. All them shows. Family Guy, King of the Hill, South Park, The Simpsons. Those are the ones that I watch a lot more and stuff. And so, yeah. But, yeah, my goal with YouTube is to be able to help those in need some way, somehow. I think it would be cool to make enough money off from YouTube where I could do videos of giving people and stuff. Because I do like those kind of YouTube videos where a YouTuber, walks down the street and hands somebody a buttload of cash and stuff. Or I one time watched one YouTube video, it might have been even an Instagram video, but YouTube or Instagram, I can't remember what video platform. Might have even been on Facebook, but this they call him a influencer, a person that has lots of money, set up in a park, and he was giving away I think it was Xboxes or PlayStations, but video game consoles, and was giving a bunch of them away. And I thought that was kind of neat. I would love to do those sort of videos and stuff and make that kind of money to be able to do kind of similar stuff. Maybe not exactly like that, but because I thought it would be neat to make enough money off of YouTube where I could walk into a used car dealership and buy a couple of cars from a used car dealership and do videos. Boomholic69 donates cars to local thrift store and stuff for giveaways, because I know a thrift store in the next town over that I would definitely help out a lot, and a few others, and say, hey, here's some cars, give these away and stuff, hand them the keys and the title and stuff. I would love to do that. And that's some of the things I like to do on this channel, is do some kind of stuff, or Boomholic69 goes to the city and gives to the homeless and stuff. I'd love to do videos like that. I know there's a lot of people I know in the city that I go to a lot, Grand Rapids. I know in the Grand Rapids area there's a lot of those what people call beggars that will hold up a sign that says need money and stuff, and it would be funny to say, hey, here's $10,000, go live your life, and make videos of doing that stuff. I would love to do those sort of things on this YouTube channel and stuff. I think it would be fun to do. Sounding like Porky Pig there, but be fun to do. A pia. But yeah, it'd be fun to do those sort of things and stuff. The more I keep thinking about it, the more I tend to lean more towards wanting to help out those in need and just focus on videos, leaning towards being able to do that versus doing a whole lot of product reviews, because right now I don't have the money to be doing all kinds of kind of outlandish wild videos and stuff, and from time to time I will do some kind of food review videos and product review videos when I know I have the money to safely do so. But right now I'm just going to focus on kind of making talk videos and talking about my ideas and trying to build up a YouTube channel that way more and stuff. So that way I don't hurt my wallet too much. And then maybe, you know, right now maybe, because as far as food review videos go, I already done so many videos about the garbage food I eat. So it's like, you really can't do nothing new. Like, I've done so many videos about banquet Salisbury steak dinners. Like, how many more can you do really of the same product, the same? Because I don't, you know, hardly try too much new things, because I'm always just, right now with my financial situation, it's just about survival. It's just eating the same foods that I know I'm going to enjoy eating for a while. Because if I buy right now some snack food and I eat it, and I find out I don't like it, then I'm going to be, for next year, eating the same food and be a cranky, evil person, you know. So I tend to try to avoid doing that. And so, yeah, I don't mind doing actual product review videos. I would love to make enough money off the internet to review some of these electric bicycles and electric vehicles and some cool things, but right now I can't do that. And I also want to do travel videos. You know, I'd love to, people that I know, I would love to get with them and say, hey, and get with them and with some friends I know and say, hey, let's go on a road trip together. I'll pay for it, and be able to buy their way, you know. Do a video where we all file in an old junky school bus that's been sitting in somebody's backyard for 9 million years, and as I'm driving down the road, somebody's filming me and they say, say there, good buddy, but that rust hole in the back there, allowing carbon dioxide in. Say, shouldn't we pull over and open up some of the windows? You know, do challenge or do those kind of challenges where people, will this crappy, rusted out piece of junk bus make it there or whatever, you know? Walk into a dealership and say, hey, I got $1,000. What's the junkiest car you got on the lot? And stuff, you know. Because growing up as a kid, I remember knowing people who didn't want to work. They were people that able-bodied, could have worked, could have had nice things, nice cars and stuff, but instead they choose not to work, and they choose not to work was the thing, and just, you know, be a bum, and so they were always driving rust bucket cars, and they were people that me and my family knew, and we would hear some story about, yeah, they took that car down to Memphis, Tennessee, and we'd be like, wow, that car actually made it there and back, and then the person would even, that drove the vehicle and owned the vehicle, and the person we was driving about would be like, oh yeah, that made all the way to Memphis, Tennessee, back, I'd do it again, and my parents was like, oh my goodness, you know. And so I always remember that, and I thought, oh, that would be fun to make YouTube videos, you know, doing that sort of thing and stuff, and so, yeah, so I know right now, since I don't have the money and the funding to be doing all that stuff, I thought, well, I gotta encourage myself to talk about these ideas, get it into just talk about them, and for now, and build up the audience, you know, with talking videos about what I'd like to do. And then when I realize, hey, I got the money where I can do these things, then make that a reality, and then go do it, and then make videos about it. And so, and I'm always I don't feel at the moment right about, you know, making all these talk videos. I'm like, I'm not, do I really want to be talking about them? They might think I sound like a fool and different things, you know, because you're going to get those people. It's the internet. You're going to get the trolls. And I keep telling myself, that's what the evil people want you to do, is they want you to not make videos, because if you don't make videos, your YouTube channel is never going to grow. You're never going to be able to do those things, and then I'm going to be 80 years old and saying, yep, I should have done it when I had the chance. So I got to keep telling myself that, make videos about it, talk about your ideas, and other people do it. Matter of fact, I Google search engine one day, or YouTube. I went on YouTube, I typed in people talking about ideas and talk videos and stuff in the past, and I seen other videos people talking about it. Heck, I watched a video of a guy that was restoring an old pickup truck one time, and he was basically talking about what he was going to do there. So I say to myself, hey, other people do it, so don't be afraid to do it and stuff, because if you don't talk about these ideas, they'll never get off the ground, and you'll never know. But that's my goal, is to be able to do videos and different things, and bring a bunch of people along for the ride, and friends, family members, people I know in general. I work for a department store. I think it would be funny to grow this YouTube channel, make all kinds of money with it, and be able to continue to work at this department store. Sometimes I think about this, how funny it would be to be a millionaire, billionaire guy, also making tons of money off of YouTube, where the CEO and owner of the company is looking, wait a second, that guy's a billionaire. What the heck he's doing pushing shopping carts for, That would be comical as all get out. Where the owner like tapping me on the shoulder, hey buddy, you got enough money where you could buy my company? What the heck are you doing push shopping carts for? And then like, hey. And then whatever at the time I felt like saying, hey, I thought it'd be funny. Because that would be funny, be pushing shopping carts and people like, hey, you're that billionaire guy. Can I have $1,000? That's going to happen, obviously, people know you're a millionaire, billionaire, you're a kind giving person. They're like, hey, dude, can I have a couple million, and they're going to give their shop story. Like, oh, buddy. And then and if I was wealthy enough, I'd be the type of person, oh, buddy, say your bull crap shop story for somebody else. Here's, and cut them a check. Here's $1 million. You and your wife go hog wild. Yes, I reference something from a country singer. Yeah, not gonna say too much about that. Go hog wild. I learned that from that saying from a country music song, and what that's meaning is hog wild means when somebody says, here, go hog wild, that means go have fun, party, live it up. So, but yeah, I think it'd be fun to be able to do that sort of things, It might not necessarily be $1 million, but, have enough where you can at least give a couple thousand to somebody and stuff, And then plus, too, I've seen so many times in that parking lot that I work, the store that I work at in the parking lot, I've seen so many times people, elderly people, everyday people pulling up in some old junk car that sound like it barely even runs, and rust buckets and stuff, where I think to myself, boy, if I had the money, I'd love to talk to those people and say, hey, I would probably do it either on a Monday or a Thursday, because that's when I have days off from my job, but be able to have enough money to say, hey, this Thursday, meet me at such and such a car dealership, and we're going to get you a better car. I remember one time there was this one couple that they had one of those really old, I think it was a Mercury Grand Marquis, or one of the older Ford Crown Victorias, them big old cars. It was the 90s model, not the 80s model, but the 90s, early 2000 models. One of those that was really kind of per se, kind of popular amongst the law enforcement to use back in the day. Those kind of big old cars and stuff, and I got to thinking to myself, and it was just rusted out junk, and I could tell it's all they could afford, and I kept thinking to myself, man, I would love to be a rich and well-to-do YouTuber where I could have bought those people a way better vehicle and stuff, and if I ever saw those people again and they still had that car, and then I was a well-to-do YouTuber and I could afford to do so, I would definitely buy them a nicer vehicle and stuff, because I'd love to be able to do that, be so loaded with money where I could take people in need, or somebody that just needs a better vehicle than what they got, be able to walk them into a dealership, either buy them another good used vehicle, or have the money to flap down and buy them a brand new vehicle, some guy came to me and said, you know, if I was well-to-do at the time, and somebody said, you know, Mr. Voorhees, I'm really broke. I'm trying to start my own business, lawn care, whatever, and I got this old junky truck. It ain't worth a darn. Like, say no more, buddy, and tell him, hey, meet me at such and such a place, and we'll help you out, you know, and stuff. And you know, I'd love to do a lot of that kind of stuff, and I think how cool it would be neat. That's why I started a little pantry idea, because I knew with that I could actually, in my financial situation, I'd be able to do that, because, you know, a couple dollars of canned goods and stuff, and I really was I'm really proud of that and stuff. To the person that donated at the time to my PayPal account to help me get that little shed, I want to thank you very much for that. That really helped. I was at the time saving up the funds to get that little shed, and then out of the blue, somebody donated a few $100s to my PayPal account for me, because I talked about the idea, and somebody said, hey, I really like your videos. I think it's great what you're doing. Here's a couple $100, and then I thought, okay, now I can buy the idea. Now I can buy it, and I bought it. I put a little more money with it, and was able to buy it, and now it's become a thing, and it's worked out super good. I'm glad for that, and I want to continue to do more things like that. Like I talk about the shed idea and stuff. I want to be able to do that, you know, get a bigger, regular, you know, stick-built wood shed thing and make a little shack out of it, and the homeless idea, the homeless shelter idea as well and stuff. But yeah, I think it would be fun to make YouTube videos doing that and stuff. I do, like I said before, I do want to do product reviews as well, but it's just my financial budget, trying to figure out how I can make videos and make this all work and grow a channel and stuff. Because right now, in my situation, it's kind of a good thing, because then I can look back at these videos and say, wow, I actually made it and stuff and things. So yeah, and I'm always trying to teach myself, don't be afraid to make a video and upload it. If something just pops in, you're rambling in your head, make a video about it, because if you don't, you're not going to gain subscribers, you're not going to gain views, and you won't be able to grow a channel, and you'll be left in the dark where I'll be 80, 90 years old saying, darn it, why didn't I do that, you know? It's better to say, hey, at least it's better to try than not, you know. It's better to fail and then not have known, you know. So yeah, that's my goal, is figure that all out and stuff, because I think it would be fun to do that, you know, be able, like those little electric cars I talked about before, the little enclosed mobility scooters, and then that little Pikmin little Cayenne pickup truck or whatever. Be able to be so rich where I could buy one of those for me, and then maybe buy 4 or 5 for somebody else, and give them out to people and stuff. And at my job, I work around people who actually use bicycles as their only means of transportation, and I think it'd be cool to be able to have some money and buy a decent electric bicycle for them, and talk to them and say, hey, you want an electric bicycle? And if they say, yeah, sure, I would love to have one, but I just can't afford one, and get a really nice, good quality electric bicycle for them, and say, here you go, and have fun and stuff, and be able to do those things, because yes, I want to be rich and wealthy like anybody else, but I don't want to hog my wealth. I want to share it with everyone. That's the difference between me and some wealthy people. They all want to hog all the wealth and say, mine, 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 get away, get away. Well, no. To me, if Jesus Christ of Nazareth grants me wealth, I'm going to share it with people. I'm going to take that money and give to other people. I'm going to help out my brother. He wants to start up his own drafting business. I think it would be neat to have the tons of money where I could go in the big city and buy him a big old commercial space and let him set up his computer drafting business, and let him, or whatever he wants to do, you know, at the time. He's been working on building his own, he's got his own LLC drafting service, and be able to buy him a nice commercial space wherever he wants and start up his business. I know he would like to go back to school for more training and stuff in the drafting world, and I think it would be neat to have the money to slap it down and say, hey, go to whatever school you want to go and learn your drafting, whatever you'd like, and stuff, and be able for him to be able to follow his dreams and goals and stuff. And then too, since he has eyesight conditions, he has cornea transplants in both of his eyes. I'd love to be able to have enough money where I could slap all kinds of money down for him to get proper glasses and spectacles and stuff to help him see better and things. And then too, for me, get hearing aids, because that's what I need. I'm hard of hearing, so I'd get me some hearing aids and get that going, and then possibly some gogglers for myself. But yep, well, that's the thing, you know, be able to become wealthy and share the wealth and help people all need. I don't want to be a guy that's just rich and wealthy and hogs it. Well, I want to, hey, share it with everyone, you know, because I think it would be nice and maybe bring people along the way. One thing is, I do always want to make this clear. If I help out those in need, or help out anyone, and they don't feel comfortable being on camera, then you're not going to see it. It's just that simple, because I want to be respectful of people's privacy and stuff, you know. Like, for example, if I'm filming out in public, and I see a store, and I want to film inside the store, I'm going to be respectful and get permission first. I'm not just going to walk in there and start filming. No, I'm going to be respectful, and if they say, oh, sorry, we don't allow that in our store, then I'm going to say, okay, that's fine. You know, that's it, you know. Because a lot of stores, I know Walmart is one of them, they kind of frown upon people vlogging and filming in the stores, and I can understand that. Because sometimes filming in a store can also be a bad thing for the company and business and stuff. So you want to be respectful of that and different things and stuff. You know, always be respectful of someone else's business stuff. Even the small mom and pop businesses, be respectful and stuff. So yeah. So definitely when I'm out in public, I would be respectful. That's why I don't kind of do too many like public videos. Like when I did that video about the Low Expo that time, I was kind of nervous about that, trying not to get people in get a bunch of people in the shot and stuff, because I didn't want to piss anybody off or get anybody mad, and wanted to be respectful, but and stuff. So, and that was actually my first time actually doing any sort of video like that, so I was very nervous on that and haven't done one since and stuff. And a lot of the car shows I go to, that I have gone to, they play a lot of copyright music, and I don't feel like trying to talk real loud and, you know, trying to muffle out the copyright music and stuff. And so yeah, but yeah, I would love to do those things and make videos of giving to people and stuff, and like I was thinking how neat it would be. Halloween's coming up, and be able to have enough money to give a bunch of do like some giveaways on Halloween and stuff. I think that would be cool to do. I was like, oh man, Halloween's coming up. It'd be so fun to either do some sort of raffle or something or the other. Like I saw on Amazon, they have these for parties, when people are having parties, these little scratch off tickets that you can give to your guests, and it says winner or loser on them, and you can let your party guests win a prize or something. And I thought, you know what would be cool is to have a buttload of money and be able to buy some cool prize, some neat prize, set it up in my yard on Halloween, give out to people little scratch-off tickets, and then let somebody have a chance to be a lucky winner at winning a really cool prize and stuff. Because yeah, as I check out stores like Tractor Supply, like the other day I had to go in this town called Greenville, Michigan, in the Greenville area, and they have this store called, I think it's called Family Farm and Home, is what they have. I don't go there much, so I don't have the name pounded in my head correctly. It's called Family Farm and Home, and they had these little mini bikes. They called them Bat 40, I think they was called, models, but they're simply like the Coleman mini bikes, just another brand, which I think they're made all by the same company anyways. Like I think they might be the same as those Mazumums or whatever. But anyway, these little mini bikes were called Back 40, and I kept looking at them and I said, man, it would be neat to be so rich and know there was money where I could just go buy that and buy a few for people. And I was thinking about Halloween and thought, oh man, it'd be cool to buy some of those and do a giveaway and different things, or even those what they call side-by-sides and stuff, and like those little electric trucks I'm always looking at, and I talked about before on my YouTube channel, be able to do that sort of thing and do like some kind of coolness and stuff. But yeah, but I'd love to do all that, and so I do apologize for those of you who may not kind of like these sort of videos. But yes, you are going to see a lot of talking in videos. I'm just gonna train myself for now. Don't be afraid. Just make videos talking about what I like to do on YouTube, and hopefully I can, through that, gain the audience, gain the views and stuff to be able to make these ideas a reality. Because trust me, I have a lot of ideas, but as I think Cheech and Chong used to call it, well, I ain't got no bread, as the hippies from the 60s used to call it. But of course, the hippies from the 60s, their reason why they didn't have no bread is because they were, they were doing this too much, spending money on some other green stuff, and that's why the hippies from the 60s had no money. Oh, funny story. I always thought it was funny how back in the day, these hippies, during the 60s and 70s, the hippie movement, all these hippies going out in the desert and in different places and forming these hippie communes. And it's funny, as soon as they figured out how they had to do all this manual hard labor and realized that being self-efficient, living on your own, is hard work, then they started coming back to reality and saying, you know what, I'm saying, so why don't we go get a job, work for the man and stuff. I always found that funny when I was watching documentaries, or I was born in 1990. I grew up around the old hippies from the 60s, and they'd talk about that, and yeah, man, it was cool, and then I'd sit there and be laughing. I was like, yeah, if it was so cool, brother, or cool, man, why didn't you far out, back out there, and left your hippie liberal ways out there in the desert and go die off, That's what I used to joke around with them hippies, and like, yeah, you hippies, why didn't you stay out there, because that always made me laugh and stuff, because once reality kicked in, hey, it's a lot more work, then it's like, you know what, working for the man ain't so bad after all, and stuff. I remember that growing up as a kid. My parents were both born in the later 50s and stuff, and I was around people and family members that were part of that hippie movement and stuff, Yeah. So I heard all about those stories and watched documentaries about hippie communes and stuff, and learn all about that stuff. But yeah, I think it'd be fun to, to be able to do all those sort of things and stuff, and give to people and help out those in need and stuff. Because I think that'd be a cool thing to do. Is just do a lot of cool giving videos and stuff. It'd be fun. And then from my generation, it'd be cool. Maybe someday buy like a Ford Festiva and car, or a Ford Taurus, or a Ford Tempo, or some Ford station wagon, some 90s car, have it fully restored, and do videos. Boom, Hour 69 gives away a Ford Festiva, or a Dodge Omni, or some weird like 90s, 80s car, and make people laugh, and go up to somebody and say, hey, you look like you could use a car. Oh man, I love a free car. And then say, here you go. And then they turn and look like, wait a second, a Dodge Omni? Really? Or an old Cutlass, I know those 80s Cutlasses were really popular and stuff, and just do kind of random giving videos and stuff. I'd really love to do that sort of stuff on my YouTube channel, and also, so get with friends, family members, be able to take them on fancy trips and stuff, And it would be even cool to, be able to do YouTube videos of getting with local homeless people and say, hey, you guys want to, in the middle of winter, gather up a bunch of homeless people and say, hey, you guys want to go on a road trip? Sure. And take them, you know, out to like some warm place like Orlando, Florida or something, or out to Las Vegas or whatever, you know, take them out and take them somewhere more nice and give them the opportunity to, you know, travel somewhere else and tell them, hey, you're welcome to stay here and get help or go back to Michigan or whatever, you know. So that would be helpful too for the homeless, you know. Get a bunch of homeless together, take them on a vacation somewhere, you know, get with them, say, hey, where would you like to guys go on a vacation? You know, because winters are brutal in Michigan and stuff. And without no heat, it could be a challenge. And they say, hey, someplace warm, and they chat over amongst themselves. Yeah, let's go here and say, you guys want to go out there and stay there forever or come back to Michigan? It's up to you. And stuff, you know, take them out there and then give them that option to stay and help them find housing or whatever out there and stuff. And talk to them and things. But yeah, I'd love to do that sort of stuff. And hopefully I can and stuff. So, you know, and do what and basically, you know, do kind of what the Holy Bible says. I always read the King James version of the Holy Bible. So for those of you out there wondering, what Bible does Boomhauer 69 look at and read and stuff? It's King James version. It's the old King James version, not the new one, the old one, the old KJV, King James version Bible and stuff. So that's the one I read a lot and stuff. And so yes, Boomhauer 69 believes in Jesus Christ of Nazareth. He believes in a heaven and a hell and stuff. So I do believe in all stuff. But I think that would be fun to do and stuff. I know it would also please Jesus Christ as well. It would please God and stuff. And so that's what would make it even more fun, you know. Do what God put us on this earth here to do to help our fellow man and woman and stuff. It says it in the Bible, and so I thought, well, okay, here's what God would like us to do, and so He tells us what to do, and then it's our job to figure out what would be the best way to go about that sort of stuff. And so yeah, I think that would be the great way to do it, is through YouTube, ad revenue, and be able to make that reality and help those in need and stuff. So how long is it? Over 30 minutes already. So I'm gonna end this talking video. Hopefully y'all can understand me. Again, if you're wondering why I talk so funny, I'm hard of hearing, so I talk kind of funny and stuff, and sometimes when I'm talking and ramble on, people can't always understand what I'm saying, so I do apologize for that inconvenience. Actually, fun fact, when I used to wear hearing aids, and actually had hearing aids, everyone around me said I talked way better, way plainer, and people could understand me a lot better. So my goal is in the near future is to be able to get money to be able to afford hearing aids. Now, when I was a kid growing up in the 90s and got hearing aids in the 90s as a kid, they cost around $1,700 for one hearing aid and stuff for the ones I need. So adjust that for inflation. And I, one time out in the parking lot of my job, I talked to an old man, and if I've heard him correctly, he had hearing aids and stuff, and he said they cost, for him, the hearing aids he had, it cost $7,000 for the hearing aids he had, and I thought, ooh, and I can't afford that right now, but hopefully someday in the near future I can get that all taken care of as well. And then plus I think it would be cool to also help my brother out and stuff, and with all what he wants to do, and other friends and family members as well. I have a childhood friend that has over 7 kids, and I think it would be fun to help him out and stuff, and help him and his wife with their children and his mom and dad, because his parents are senior citizens. They're in their 70s and 80s, and it would be neat to be able to be well-to-do and be able to help his family out as well, and also help his kids and stuff, because I know having so many children in this day and age can be a little tricky with financial situations and stuff, and be able to help those kids out and stuff, help his children out, be able to, around Christmas time, be able to buy them some kind of neat Christmas gifts, and also teach them about giving and stuff, and helping them learn and understand about giving and helping those in need and stuff. And maybe someday do some videos with them, you know, donating stuff to like a local food pantry or whatever, or church or whatever and stuff. And yeah, so, yep, that's my goal. So if you like this sort of content, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, or a thumbs down if you didn't like it. Comment your thoughts below. Did you think this was a good video, bad video? What other things would you like to know and stuff? Feel free to put your questions down in the comment section and things. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because this is going to help me grow this YouTube channel. And also, by you sharing this video, it's going to help me out as well. Hope you all have a good day, and thank you for watching Boomhauer69's YouTube channel.